Hello, folks, and welcome to ItsRickysZone. If you've seen the Tamagotchi video, which I don't know if it's up by the time this video goes up, because I might have actually uploaded some of my content out of order from when I recorded it. You might see I might have had a bit of a corny kind of intro to that video, and I do apologise for that. I am going to try and work on my intros in future. But hello, guys, welcome to RickysZone. This is the Ricky here of the zone. I am going to stop making that corny freaking intro, and I'm going to put this off the table right here, and I'm going to talk about a phone. Because I talk about gadgets that and they're going out of fashion, which some of them are because of how the tech industry goes. And and I'm going to be talking to you. I'm going to be talking to you about a phone that in most cases isn't real that significant. But it is to me, because me being a dork, I dork out about the weirdest stuff. And so I just happened to I actually started my older channel with this phone. And I mean older channel, this is from back in the day, back in 2018, I believe. And I've had it this long, and I just thought it'd be a good thing if I maybe start this channel out from its roots. You can kind of see right here, there's a light up here, which is actually a new thing for this channel. I never even thought about this back in the day for my old channel, which I feel kind of dated for not. But anyway, here is the phone. This is the Alcatel 232, and it's a white phone. It's got a black back, and as you can probably see, it's quite limited in its functionality. There is no camera on it. This is just a bare bones, simple kind of what some people would probably refer to as a burner phone. For some people, this is just, it's their way of life, or it's just a case of they don't really need all of the functionality of a smartphone, so they'll just get a phone like this. These things are still manufactured, and I just so happened back in the day to come across this phone. I can't even remember why. I think it was maybe just because of the little game that's on this phone, and also because of the fact that I wanted to just buy phones, because this was second hand and an old second hand store for a £5. So I just decided, oh heck with it, I'm going to make a video about this. I'm going to see how this thing works. I'm going to make a video about it and just ramble about tech. And I got inspired by Asians to make that kind of stuff, and that's basically how the channel started. And also, I used this kind of format of video making as a way to try and help with my confidence, because before then I was never that confident on camera. I am a complete, what they would refer to as a bell end. I'm a little bit zany off camera, that kind of thing. I can, I tell puns that are going into fashion and that kind of stuff. I'm what some people would probably consider quite a quirky character, but on camera, you'll probably never tell that, because I'm as shy as a shy bugger. But that's all changed now. I make content. I do game content now. I do that kind of lovely stuff, and I've met a few friends from it. So that being said, it all starts from two phones. This one and another Nokia phone. And this is basically how my YouTube stuff started. I can't say I've been successful with my YouTube stuff, but my YouTube shenanigans has started with this little phone right here. I'm going to talk about it today because I want to talk about tech. Hope you find this interesting, though. I just like rambling about stuff. But as I said, I do hope you find this intriguing as I do, because this channel is going to be mostly about niche tech products and that kind of stuff. Stuff I find interesting, stuff I want to talk about and get my own opinions, and hope that I can start conversations about stuff. And this is, of course, the phone in question. I don't have the I don't have the specs for this phone at the top of my head right now, but if I do by the time I'm editing this video, I will probably hopefully leave on the screen, the specs of this phone somewhere for you to read, or even just in the description down below if you're interested in reading about this phone. But this is basically as you can see, it's very bare bones. It's one of the few phones though that actually has one of those little loops for putting a lanyard through. which is something I miss in modern phones, smartphones, or whatever have you, even modern, what they refer to as burner phones, or chocolate bar phones, or all-in-one phones, physical button phones, whatever you call these. Having these little loops in the bottom of the phones like that, where did it go? Aye, like that. It's quite a rare thing these days, and I kind of miss it because you can put like charms and stuff and dangle charms from it underneath it. It's just like, I miss it. You can only ever do that if you have like a case for your smartphone, and there's like a little hook that you have that just happens to be there, and you can just dangle stuff from that. Yeah, I'm being a bit of a dork now, as I say, but that's just me as a whole. But I say this is just this is basically how the phone looks from the get go. It's not a lot to talk about on the offset. It is literally just a bare bones phone, and it takes mini USB. This tells you how old this thing is. This is a mini USB phone, and there's a little thing right here. No, that is not the headphone jack. Because this actually came out before Apple decided to do their thing with the headphone jack. So I think this maybe had, you know. There's to be at the start of no headphones and stuff, which is kind of weird because this thing does have a radio, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But yeah, it's very quirky of a phone. But hey, that's all you probably need if you need to keep in contact with friends, family, or even just run a business. Like, most businesses run on smartphones nowadays, especially small businesses run on mobile phones. So you might just need this as a second phone outside of your own personal smartphone. Why not have you? These are quite cheap. Again, I've bought this second hand out of for a $5 out of a cheap, second hand store. Possibly new, they're cheaper. But yeah, there we go. Let me just turn this on and let's just see how good or bad this might be, for some people's tastes. Nice MIDI jingles right there. It's by O2, and it's searching for a network. I have a SIM card in this, but I do believe it's actually died. And it's definitely not 202. 24 of the 4th, 2012. This must be quite a long back, I suppose, this video. I wonder, did I record this video back in 2012? Pretty sure I'm recording this on a phone from 2018, but that's just me. SIM card unavailable. You can actually read that because, there we go. I will say, again, on a previous video, I introduced this light fixture. This is an LED desk lamp. On my old channel, I never even considered lighting like this. And oh my god, it makes such a freaking difference on my content. I can't even muster the words for it. But that being said, let us continue. You can actually see the screen on this thing. You can actually kind of make out what things say. On the old video from way back in 2018, and because I was younger then, a little bit more stupid than I am now, you could not make out heads or tails of what was on the screen. You can now, at least a little bit more than you could before. And if I go on to this, you can kind of see it's got a nice little flower on the home screen. You can personalize this. Go into the menu. It's just it's a standard kind of classic, tiled menu in a way. You can just navigate to where you want it to go. It's got an alarm built in, which you can edit. I don't know how many alarms you can have. But I think this is actually from the last time I recorded this video. Actually, I made these alarm clocks. I think at the box you get a 7 o'clock alarm clock, and I think I edited that. And then you go and is actually contact, so that's all of this stuff. So it's got all the contacts on the SIM card right there. Go back into menu, and you've got the call log. I haven't called too many calls, as I say. What you just saw right there was actually my personal phone number, which I'm going to have to censor in editing. But profiles, which is a bog standard thing when it comes to like presetting ringtones and such. You've got a general one, you've got a meeting one, you've got an outdoor one, an indoor one, and that kind of stuff. I want to edit it, thank you. And let's see the kind of stuff you get. Cuckoo! Cuckoo! Yeah, that's that ringtone. So ring, repeat, message beep, key beep, tone. Power off beep, feeling on. Alright, let's take a look at these then. Probably not bother with the ringtones in this video. I will probably make it a separate video. If you want to go and see that, I'll leave a link to the video somewhere. Enough rambling, I do apologise. I do talk a lot. This is the FM radio as I just mentioned. It seems to have a radio built in, and you know, most gadgets with like multimedia capabilities or even like radio capabilities will have a thing on it saying, you know, for this to work, you need to hook in, you know, your headphones to make it work, even if you want to have it on loudspeaker. This thing seems to have the FM radio built in, and I think it's taken the space that a headphone jack would probably take, which is kind of weird because you can actually play this. I'm not going to play it right now because it's a public broadcast radio. I'm not going to be broadcasting stuff. I don't want to get copyright claimed. But there we go. That works. And messaging. We've got 0 in my inbox, so nothing to worry about there. We'll get back to things in just a second. Actually, I'm going to get into the contacts. So that's just the contacts once more. And services. That's for the SIM card. Okay, let's jump into the settings then, and let's take a look at the phone settings. And this is basically just the way to adjust the time, bog standard stuff. Display. Let's take a look at the wallpapers and shenanigans. This is image 10. Let me just scroll up actually. This is going to be image 8. This looks like it was taken from a Google image search. This looks like some kind of neon vortex. No, is that the right word? Vortex or something? I'm not too sure. This image was like it was taken from a Google image search. This looks more like it was made for the phone. I'm not sure how to put that into words better. But you know, it's quite a nice little thing. As you can probably tell, I've got it as set as the home screen. I could tell this is a GIF or GIF animation. Poof. That doesn't read too well out of context, but it's meant to be power off.gif. And then you got. Is that an insult? I'm pretty sure I've heard that somewhere. That doesn't read well either. Good job, guys. Static black, which has got the O2 blue colour scheme going on. Now, I will say though, the colours aren't as kind of like washed out as they might appear on camera. That's probably just because of the lighting stuff. And you got static bubbles. You got the O2 symbol right there. And you can actually choose between these and like the startup and the shutdown menus and stuff. And then we're back to square one. So this is a power on, power off, power on, Alcatel One Touch. I know Alcatel's still around, but I don't know if they still have the One Touch brand. And then these how you adjust the power on and power off symbols or animations or whatever have you. Brightness is a thing. It's set to number 5. Color is red, but there's also a blue option. Now, you've seen through the interface so far how the red looks. This is how the blue looks. And it automatically sets it for you. You can kind of get an idea of how it looks. Now, the color doesn't seem to set itself on the tile display thing. And it doesn't seem to display on the home screen or whatever you call this, a desktop or whatever. But it does display in menus. And I will say, though, it kind of looks a little bit kind of on camera. So I'm going to set it back to red. Because I like the colour red, to be fair. The colour is gonna be red. I mean, if they created a separate blue colour scheme that was blue on black, it probably look better, but I think the red colour scheme looks better. I think the blue is set to default because it's, you know, O2. I think phone is actually built for O2, funnily enough. Let's go to tools. This is where we get to the interesting bits. We have a calculator, which I will calculate something now. 55 plus 55 divided by 55 times 55. Take away 55 equals 55. Who would have known? So that's how the calculator works. Very bog standard calculator. Very handy little calculator, I will say. I don't think I'd probably use it for typing, but as a calculator, it's quite a handy little thing. Anyway, that is the calculator app. It's got a calendar built in. Let's just pick a random day of the year. Now, what can I type on this? Let's see. Right, where's the space? There you go. Eat spinach. Let's just go back. Alright, and missed that. Blacklist, so you can blacklist contacts. There's nothing so far, but I've had no one horrible call me, I'm glad to say. And then the torch, or the flashlight, as some people might say. And this is what this basically does. You know this little thing right here? That is the flashlight. I don't know if you can actually see that. Now, I'll turn this light off. Can you see that? That's the flashlight. So in place of a headphone jack, in its place you have the flashlight. There's no... Besides it just being used as a flashlight tool for like emergencies, which you'll probably have a separate flashlight anyways, so it's kind of pointless. There's no camera on this either, so you can't even use it as a shutter, which is just... It's a silly little gizmo, but that's probably another reason why I liked this at the time as well, because it's just a quirky little thing to have. And the screen lights up as well, which I find is quite funny. But let me just turn this off and go back. Now, this is where it gets to the interesting bit I was wanting to talk about, because it has a game. Now, it says game, but you jump into the menu, it's just one single game. So you jump into the game settings. Game settings, audio on, vibration on, F1 race. And I will just mention this right now, there is no way to preload any other games on this. There's no like Bluetooth capabilities, there's no infrared capabilities like you've got on older phones. There's not even an SD card slot on this, so there's no way to put anything on this. It's literally just bare bones phone that you can use for calls and texts, and with a few additional bits of gadgetry installed in it, like the flashlight. That's all it is, and this little game to keep you busy if you get bored. So this is F1 race. Let's see how far I get in this then. Oh. Well, there you go, I got 13. Unlucky number for some, it's a lucky number for me. And don't think there's anything else I should show on this. This phone is just as bare bones as it comes. Again, I was going to ask that question, but I'm just going to make it a thing that I'm going to make a separate recording of me going through the ringtones and let you listen to them in a separate unlisted video. I will leave a link to that somewhere in this video. Maybe in the iCard section up there, once the video comes out. But that being said, that's it, guys. If I can English, that's going to be it for this video. This is going to be the first video on the channel, I think, and it's going to be the first video that I've made in a long time. It's going to be a throwback video as well. But this, ladies and gentlemen, was the Alcatel 232, a phone that was hosted through the O2 network, and very cheap phone, as I say. Bare bones, and it's simple, it's practical, you know, it does calls and texts, and it's got a few bits of gadgetry installed to get you through your day, if you like. If you want to spend, your waking days playing a racing game and getting stressed by losing. That being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found this interesting with my rambling and stuff. Until next time, though, I wish you all a very good rest of your day and your week, or whatever have you. And until next time, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time. Hit the subscribe button, all that lovely stuff, and then you get notifications from me by ringing that bell and stuff, all that lovely stuff. Again, though, I'll see you next time. Stay safe, take care, and bye-bye.